I'll get people that will send me memes or pictures, and they're like, hey, thinking of you. They see Iron Man, they think of me. Coming up December, it'll be 22 years. I have the wonderful opportunity to be a trainer, helping people be just better officers, better people, better prepared for what we encounter.
Partridge Group, this is Drew.
With the department, they are faced with unique challenges. It's an important job, and I really respect what the department does and every employee that works there.
April 15th, 2025, I was having lunch with my sister. She got a phone call stating that my dad had been in an accident. As we were walking into the ER, because they hadn't said anything about my mom, it was just my dad. And my sister said as we walked into the ER, she said, well, if they put us in a side conference room, then it's bad news. And sure enough, as we walk in, the social worker says, hey, we're gonna put you in this side conference room.
We're all human. Nobody is immune to going through suffering or difficult times or struggle. I think that that's an essential part of life.
They informed us that my parents were in a car accident and that my mother was killed. It was a rough moment. To know that one moment, someone you love is there, and all of a sudden they're not. So we did our best to accept that news, and we went and saw my dad, and my dad was covered in glass and had cuts on his face and looked pretty beat up. He had already been told about my mom. She was just in the next emergency room over. She looked peaceful, like no cuts on her face, just peaceful. Earlier that day, I'd had a follow-up appointment for our annual mental health reviews. So I had met with my therapist that morning, not knowing what my day was going to be like.
A lot of times people do think that I can only seek mental health care if I'm broken or under crisis or going through something traumatic. And that's not the case.
I already had that relationship with a therapist. These are why we have these resources available, is because life happens. We don't know when your mom's going to be there one day, and you get to look them in the face and tell them you love them, to know that the next day that's not available.
Everybody experiences grief and trauma in their own way, and so it's not going to always come out the same. And processing that is very similarly. Everybody's going to process that in their own way, in their own time, and through their own thoughts.
I was grateful that I already had a relationship with a therapist.
Therapy is really not necessarily about fixing somebody. It is about walking beside somebody while they navigate that path of their own life.
The time for a therapist is not when you're in crisis. The time for a therapist is when you're actually feeling okay. You never know when that life-changing event's gonna happen. And two, have that support.
My role in that is wanting them to be as happy and healthy as they can so that they can better serve the community.
Be that coworker that is going to say, hey, you know what? Let's care about each other like the family that we claim to be. I think my mom would tell me to continue being the man that she knows me to be.